Good morning, students. Today once again we'll start with our online classes. We had already started the second chapter, that is the world population. In the last class we have talked about the distribution. We have also discussed about what is density of population, what is growth of population, what do you mean by growth. So today we'll start with the topic trends in population growth. Now this trend in population growth has been explained with a model or a theory, and the name of the theory is demographic transition theory. You should all be knowing what is the meaning of the word demographic, because you are studying about population. So demography, the word refers to the study of population. So this model explains the shift in population during a particular time, from one particular period to another particular period, and from one region to the other region, slowly and gradually how population must have changed. This theory has explained the population change in 3 stages. There are 3 stages: first stage, second stage, and the third stage. We'll talk about this theory according to stage wise. Let's see what are the features of the first stage. During the first stage, before we start about the stages, the word transition means a shift. There was a historical shift. Now we'll see what was the historical shift. From high birth rate, the population changed into the feature of population change into low birth rate. This was the first shift. Second shift was high death rate. You will find the word, instead of low birth rate, you will also find fertility rate. So don't get confused. Fertility rate means the number of children a woman can give birth to. So high death rate, it was seen change into low death rate or low mortality rate. Whether we talk about the infant mortality rate or we talk about the adult mortality rate. Third shift which was noticed, there was minimum education among women. And this later on with time changed with, it was noticed, maximum education among women. This was the third change in the society. Fourth change which was noticed in the society was minimum technology. There was no technology or there was no creative skill which was seen in the society, but slowly with time the society witnessed advanced technology. And the last, the most important feature of the society. Now you can see the society was having a high birth rate. The society's death rate or mortality rate also was high. There was minimum education amongst the women, and there was very low technology, or you can say no technology usage in the society. So what kind of society will have this feature? It was a rural agrarian society. Now this rural agrarian society shifted to a society where we see the features where the fertility rate was very low, the mortality rate decreased, diminished and became very low. Women education started increasing, literacy rate amongst women started increasing tremendously, though it varies from place to place. And we find that technological advancement could be seen in terms of transport, in communication, in agriculture, in industry, in all the spheres. And so the society also changed to a urban industrialized society. So this shift, altogether this shift is known as the demographic transition. Transition means what was the change in the society. The society changed from high birth rate to low birth rate. The society changed from high death rate to low death rate. Society changed from minimum education of women to maximum education, minimum technology to advanced technology, and rural agrarian society to urban industrialized society. Now we see the features of first stage. What were the features of first stage? In the first stage, this theory was given by Warren Thompson. He was an American geographer. He gave this theory in 1929. According to him, in the first stage, the society was a pre-industrial society. In the pre-industrial society, the condition of the society was high fertility rate. The fertility rate was high because children were considered as economy of the household. Why they considered children as the economy of the household? Because more the number of children, it means more helping hands. They needed children for taking care of their fields, taking care of their household chores, cooking, washing, cleaning. Moreover, because they will have more number of children to care the younger sibling, they wanted more children. So the elder one used to become the caretaker of the younger one. The second feature, high mortality rate. The mortality rate, as you can see, the fertility rate was very high. It was not only because they wanted more children. The reason, there was some other reason also. The fertility rate also was high because there was a tendency of infant mortality rate. They didn't know that the children will be dying at what age, because there were no medical facilities, and the most important reason was of mortality rate, especially among infants, was disasters. One reason was medical aid, as there was no technology, and disaster was one reason which was causing a lot of death amongst the infants as well as adults. What kind of disaster? The disaster was famine, drought, or some communicable diseases. So we used to see that there was a huge or high mortality rate, and if sometimes it was seen that death rate was more than birth rate. So you can imagine, if death rate is more than birth rate, what will be the condition of population? Population was very small, population was rather stable. The third feature, the society, the people's economic activity was basically related to primary activity. It means people were involved with fishing or growing crops or pastoralism. We will find the word Malthus in the chapter. Malthus believed that the population of a region depends on the carrying capacity of the land. It is directly proportional to the availability of food. As and when food is available, population tends to increase. The moment the carrying capacity of land is not able to carry anymore, the population will be checked either by a natural disaster or by diseases. So he mentioned about two checks regarding population, a preventive check or a positive check. The preventive check is about the abstinence from marriage, restriction on marriage, and the positive check was the natural check. So this was the features of demographic transition theory, and this is a very important question. This question comes for either 3 marks. What are the 3 important features of first stage? So for 3 marks, you will write this society was a pre-industrial society. People were involved in work like fishing, growing crops and pastoralism. The mortality rate was extremely high. Sometimes the mortality rate was more than the birth rate. The reason was famine, drought, diseases, and why they could not save them, because there was no transportation facility. You can imagine the importance of transportation in our life. People were not able to take sick people to a destination where they can provide medical aid. People were not able to go to a place where water is available and bring water to take care of their children and reduce the condition of drought or famine, or reduce the food shortage in their area. So there was no transportation. Moreover, because it was a huge family, the large family, sanitation, hygiene concept was not there. Family planning concept was not there during this stage. So this was all about the first stage. Now we'll see second stage. What are the features of second stage of demographic transition? In the second stage, we find the society had undergone 2 kinds of revolution. So you can see in the second stage, the first kind of revolution was agricultural revolution, and the second revolution was industrial revolution. How it must have affected the population scenario in a place or in a geographical area. As we have seen in the first stage, birth rate or the fertility rate still remain high. Because people were not so literate, education was not a very common thing, not a very known thing to the people, and moreover, they needed a large family to work. But with agriculture and industrial revolution, the most important feature which was noticed during this, the death rate or the mortality rate declined. And it was only possible because of food security. With the advancement of technology, transportation facilities were available, and with transport facilities, now food was secure for them. There was no lack of water. Lack of water problem was solved, and there was a medical breakthrough because of which the children survived. That was the introduction of vaccination, which controlled many deadly diseases. Moreover, because we have mentioned there was agricultural revolution, now the food production increased. The food production increased because of the availability of high-yielding varieties of seeds, selective breeding, seed drilling technology, so basically birth rate was more than death rate. Slowly and gradually the gap between the birth rate and death rate started increasing and widening, and all the countries, all the developing countries today in the world belong to this particular stage, because whenever you will have the more of birth rate and a declining death rate, the condition will be population explosion. So this was the problem in the second stage, which we find most of the developing countries are facing, whether we talk about the sub-Saharan African countries, or we talk about Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, India. We are facing the problem of population explosion only because of this reason. Now we talk about the third stage. In the third stage, it is believed most of the developed countries have reached this stage. You can talk about Canada, you can talk about USA, you can talk about Netherlands, you can talk about Australia. The developed countries of the world, it is believed they have already reached the third stage because birth rate has declined tremendously. Both birth rate and death rate, if both of it declines, the consequence is a small population. Now, why suddenly birth rate has declined in these developing countries? The reason for decline in birth rate is the first important thing we discussed about women education. In all these developed countries which I have mentioned, there was maximum women education. So as you educate women, they started working as a labor force. As they enter working as labor force, they restrict childbirth. So this was the most important reason that now women folk started working with the men folk, and they restricted the number of children in their family from 5, from 8, from 6 to 1 or 2. Second reason, family planning. Measures were easily available and known to them, so they can control the family. The controlling of family was in their hands now. Third, the most important factor, urbanization. Now people started working in an urban center, they started shifting to an urban center, so the concept of having a joint family changed into a nuclear family. Now they had this problem of keeping more number of family members in one place, because it will be very expensive to have more children in an urban center, because it will add extra expenses on their education, on the entertainment, on the living standard also, and health facilities also. So they restricted the family to a very small family, because people started shifting to an urban area. So all these reasons led to a decline in birth rate sharply, and also we know in developed countries the death rate amongst the adult also declined because of advanced medical facilities. So the third stage, the countries which are in the third stage are the most developed countries with a small population. And in this way, Warren Thompson has explained the different countries are in different stages of demographic transition. He said that all the countries in the world started their journey from the first stage. Some are in the second stage today, and some are today in the third stage. That's all for today's class. Thank you.